Welcome to LoJoLife, where we talk about everything from entrepreneurship to fitness and family life and everything in between. I'm Pat Mannery. So today I'm here to talk a little bit about entrepreneurship and business and kind of what got me here, what got me to the point where I want to do a business, and where exactly in the process I. It was money in, money out. So there was no sort of savings to speak about, and it was stressful. It sucked. So what I did was I put together a spreadsheet, put together a budget, and set aside 20% of my savings every single pay. So what I did was put together an expense tracking spreadsheet and started putting 20% aside, and I just continued to put together my finances. And I got things put in order, and as I started to evolve from that, I wanted more. I wanted to get control of the most important asset that I have, and that's time. And the only way to do that is ownership. So I decided that getting into business is something that I wanted to do. And this was probably about 2021 when I started making the decision. So I started to consume all sorts of information on businesses, whether it was podcasts, whether it was books, YouTube videos, anything I could get my hands on. And I continually learned. I still continually learn. And I settled on real estate. And it's actually kind of an interesting journey that I've taken so far, because I was originally going to get into it to do housing rentals. That was how I was going to start, and I was going to do it as a solo venture. I wasn't going to do it with anybody else. Then I got two partners who also happened to be friends, and we started to work on it together. And I decided that wholesaling was the way to go. I didn't want to do that at the beginning because I couldn't figure out how to make it scalable. And again, I'm not trying to own a job. I really want to own a business, because if I own a business, then I can own my time. So we put our heads together. I kind of figured out how to make it work, and then for various reasons, each partner had their reason. They just don't have the time and the resources to put into the business. So they went their separate ways. Business wise, we're still good friends, but I'm back to being solo, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I learned a lot of valuable information, and I learned a lot about what skills I still need in leadership, as well as how I'm going to get to the point where I build a rental portfolio. And it starts with wholesaling, and it starts with building a system to put people in place. And part of the problem I ran into was I'm more of a visionary. I'm more of a person that can see the future, can kind of put together the plan and the strategy on how to get where I want to go. But I'm not so good at some of the minor detail work. And knowing that, I stood at the end of last year really wanting to get started. And cold calling is a perfect example of something that I don't have the skill set to do, and I don't have the time to put into getting good enough at it to be proficient enough to bring in leads. Pay directly instead of through an outside company, but that's something that's going to come down the road. I know what my strengths are, I know what they are not, And that's one of the most important parts about business. So let's dial it back a little bit to why I want to own my time and why it's important for me to be in control. So there's a couple reasons. One, I want to be able to spend time with my family. My boys are everything to me. And I want to be able to go to any of their events without question, without worrying if my work's going to be upset about it. I want to be able to provide them with opportunities to see different parts of the country and different parts of the world. And I have other ventures that I want to do in my life that I don't want to have to worry if they are income producing. So I want to make sure that I am able to have some extra time so that I can help with causes such as the addiction crisis, because it's not just an opioid crisis, it's an addiction problem, and it's lack of education, and there's a lot of different information out there, but clearly what we've been doing hasn't been working. So I want to be able to dedicate time and money to that. I also want to be able to write some books, but I don't want to have to care if they're gonna succeed, if I'm gonna make a bunch of money off of them, because that's not what I'm doing it for. And also, at some point, I'd like to open up a studio, a yoga studio, and a gym, maybe a hybrid, whatever that looks like. Again, that's not something that I necessarily want to be a moneymaker for me. I want it to be something to help give other people the opportunity to be healthy and learn. It won't just be a here, give me your money and go figure it out. I will offer all sorts of services and information to help arm people to be better, to have healthier lifestyles overall, not just own a gym membership where you go twice a year. That's not my goal. And if that doesn't make money, that's fine by me. I want to make sure that I'm helping somebody. So these are a lot of the reasons why. So I share this with you because I've had some roadblocks to get started. I am making a decision now on what VA I'm going to go with, and once those phone calls start coming in, and once I'm able to set up those appointments from the cold calls that come in, I will be able to start closing deals, and then I can start allocating those resources to scaling my business and putting me in a better position. This is a 5 or 10 year plan. This is not something that's going to work overnight, but it's something that anybody can do. That's one thing that's nice about capitalism is there really truly is an opportunity if you're willing to learn and if you're willing to put in the work. There's never been a time easier in our history that it's been easier to learn how to do this stuff. The hard part is actually applying it. Will I make a lot of mistakes along the way? You're darn right I will, and I'll share them with you. But I'm not going to quit. I'm going to use those as learning opportunities, and I'm going to move forward. So I hope this was helpful to somebody out there. Before I let you guys go, please feel free to comment below, hit the like button and the subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week, and you guys have a great day.